welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Halloween episode of Sports Talk in the Burgh. I'm Sam Anthony, but if you can't tell by my costume, I've decided to go as our friend Ian Kiss today. I've rocked the sweater vest for the first time, and Ian, it's a little big on me.
It is. I'm a big boy.
Maybe next time we'll go for a smaller size. But can you let us know what are you for Halloween?
Well, I don't know. I like to call me Crayola Man. I got all the colors going.
I like it.
Got my glasses, but I can't read the prompter with them, so I
just don't know if I can take him seriously. Is the question?
Yeah, it's a go-to. I had someone give me a high five the other day when I was wearing this, so
and Logan,
I like it.
What do we got from you?
Was it obvious? I'm a pirate.
So you're Logan.
I'm a pirate.
Pirate, like R, or you like Andrew McCutcheon?
R-E,
matey.
No, I'm a pirate. Like it literally says pirate on my shirt.
It says pirates.
All right, so we're gonna roll in tonight's show with the Major League Baseball season on the line. This World Series has been considered by many to be the greatest of all time, with still 2 possible games remaining. After the home run madness in games 2 and 5, which has given the Astros a 3-2 series lead with Justin Verlander and Rich Hill on the mound for their respective teams tonight, who do you guys have going home victorious?
Well, all of us said the Astros. Well, I said the Indians, but then going into the World Series, I said the Astros were going to win it all. But I don't know. I think Verlander gets slowed down tonight. I think Justin Turner and Jock Peterson. I think Jock Peterson continues, his home run hitting ways, and I think the Dodgers pull it out. It's not going to be, what we saw in Game 5, but I think the Dodgers pull it out and they go to Game 7.
Guys, I just want to say, tonight we're going to witness history. And it's not because...
I don't want to hear it.
It's not only going to be the Astros winning their first championship. It is also going to be the first time that I have ever predicted the champion from the start of the regular season. The Astros have been my pick since day one.
You know what?
Verlander is not going to lose.
He's
10-0 since they got here.
Okay, but I think the Dodgers have that oomph to get them over that, and who cares? It's Verlander. They got to go in. Who cares about what his record and what his ERA is?
Well, I want to provide some aspect here. In 4 World Series games for Justin Verlander, he's 0-3 with a 6.43 ERA. He's let up 6 home runs, and that to me is the big number, the 6 home runs, because of the way this World Series has been with all of these home runs. So what makes you think that he's going to do any better?
Because he has done it. You brought up, this World Series game's only done 4. But if we look at his past 13 playoff games entirely, he's 8-2 with a 1.50 ERA. I mean, the guy is insane. I mean, look what happened with the Giants whenever Bumgarner had his amazing run with the postseason. Pitching wins the postseason. If you have the best starter, best 1-2 punch, what the Astros do, then you're going to win.
But you're talking about a team, both teams coming off 12 and 13 run performances here, and you're asking a lot from Justin Verlander to come in and shut that down. I mean, the Dodgers have scored 30 runs in 5 games so far, and to say that he's going to come and just completely shut them down, I don't see it. And I think that, it's going to come down to me. Who's going to score the most runs? And look at the Dodgers bullpen. They're depleted right now. They've used 8 pitchers in one game and 9 pitchers in another. They're the first team to ever use more than 9 pitchers in a game.
You brought that up. The Dodgers were the best team this year and the best team in the postseason when generating walks. The thing is, and that's one of the reasons their offense took off, is because they were able to generate the walk and get guys on base that way. Kind of like the old Moneyball, Billy Beanball. Justin Verlander, he's only walked 8 guys in 30 innings in this postseason. He has struck out 29 guys in 30 innings. He's struck at least 1 inning. This guy's insane. He's going to shut them down.
I'm just a big fan of, who can't pay. If you're the Dodgers ready for elimination, you can't focus on what's happened. You have to move on. You have to, use that to, will your way. I think they're going to put everything behind them. I think Verlander's going to go out there. I think he's going to be good, but I don't think he's going to be dominant. I think Rich Hill on the other end, on the bump for the Dodgers, he's going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Robert Morris men's hockey team has recently got swept by Ohio State, and they're getting off to a struggling start to the season. Now, guys, do you think personally that this is just how the rest of the season is going to go, or do you think it's just a poor start for the year for the Colonials?
The thing that sticks out to me, because we've had this conversation in the past, where the Colonials have a bad stretch in hockey, but you still look and the numbers are really good. This year, the numbers are not good. Robert Morris is tied for 45th in team offense and tied for 47th in team defense, which means They're letting up a lot of goals, and they're not scoring a lot. And this was a problem for the team last year in terms of offense. All their scoring came from that front line in Ferguson, Tonge, and Levens. And it just seems like the team, once again, can't find that consistency in scoring, but also playing a full game, because they started up 2-0 on Ohio State in that first game on Friday and ended up letting 3 unanswered goals go in, and that lead disappeared. And despite really 2 good periods defensively in that second game, it was the fact that they couldn't score offensively that cost them. It's consistency throughout a game that I want to see from Robert Morris.
I mean, just not only just their goal scoring ability. They've given up a lot of goals. I mean, you look at some of these games. 4-1 loss to Kansas, a 5-3 loss to Ohio State. I mean, it's not just that their offense hasn't been going; their defense hasn't been going as well. They haven't been playing, the complete way that we've been used to seeing Robert Morris the past couple of years.
And a lot of that comes down to Francis Marat, who has not played well recently. And that's something where someone who played so well freshman year, he came in this year, and they were talking goalie of the year, potentially from Francis Marat. And right now, he hasn't really come out and proved to me that he has what it takes.
I also want more from Timmy Moore, the senior, Matthew Graham, the sophomore. Come out, prove yourself, and also Spencer Dorwitz, the senior. I think especially with Moore and Dorwitz, come out. You need to help Brady Ferguson, who's kind of in the drought in a way, and you need to help score. You got to pick up the slack. If you're not going to get it other ways, pick up the slack.
The Robert Morris women's soccer team failed to make the NEC playoffs once again. Coach John Kowalski has been with Robert Morris soccer since the 1980s, but only been to an NEC playoff as the coach of the women's team once. Guys, is it time that Robert Morris moves on from Coach Kowalski?
100% yes. And you know what? It should have been done before 2015 when they won the championship. 17 years and 1 championship. I want you to find me one other scenario that's ever happened. That a Division I athletics team would keep their coach with one. And the thing is that it's not just their one. It's their one playoff appearance. It's not a one. They haven't won a championship in the history of the program. And to me, the failure to win is the most important part of winning is the most important part of coaching. Correct?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I mean, he should be gone.
Ian, actually, I'll let you go first.
I just think what I take from this, and Sam, I told you this before the show, but it sets a bad precedent for the program. Players come in thinking, they're not expecting me to, do a whole. They're not expecting me to help them get to the playoffs. I'll just go, show who I am, play collegiate sports here, Robert Morris, and that's it. And that is bad. I'm surprised it's lasted this long. With him, you're not going to have success because that precedent is there. Players are going to come in already with that negative mindset.
And there's just no consistency with the team. No consistency at all from a game-in basis. I remember talking, I think it was one of the first episodes that we did, and the men's team was winless. The women's team had a couple of wins, but I remember saying that, and I think you guys agree with me, I don't fully remember, but the men's team had a better chance of making the NEC playoffs because they were playing consistent. There's no consistent with the women's team. And now the men's team is in and the women's isn't.
And at the end of last year, we saw them pick up, and they lost the last game, got eliminated. Now they were eliminated before the last 2 games of the season. Yeah, we saw them, play magnificently at the end of the season. Oh, that doesn't matter.
The Robert Morris men's basketball team finished their final of 2 preseason exhibition games last night in their 78-61 victory over St. Vincent and their 73-70 win over Niagara the past week. As the first official game of the season approaches against Ohio State, what are the expectations for this team this season?
Well, I think we should wait till we see, and you can't judge a team whenever they play Ohio State, but I think we got to wait a couple more. Because keep in mind, there's still 11 new players in this team, transfers and freshmen coming in. It's great that they've won so far. It gives me hope because it appears, just by looking at the scores and the box scores, that they've been able to work together so well, so quickly, which does not happen with, teams coming in. We got 11 new players coming in. I think that's the positive. It gives me more hope for the season, but I think it's too early to judge them.
Well, going off of that, last night, the first game not so much against that, but last night, 3 players, McConnell, John Williams, and Malik Petaway, both in all 3 of them in double-digit scoring. They're sharing the ball. The first game, it was basically all McConnell and Williams. But I think last night they started slow. And they bounced their way back, got that lead to end the first half, and then kept the foot on the pedal. And I think that's a good sign so far.
So I have a problem with talking about that St. Vincent game because St. Vincent isn't the same caliber of opponent as like a Niagara, let's say. Niagara, to me, that's the game you have to pay attention to. And the stats that stick out to me, Matty McConnell with 27 points, but not only that, he was 9 for 10 from the free throw line, 7 for 12, 4 of 8 from 3, and he had 5 rebounds to go along with it. He looked great, and he looks like he's going to contribute. Along with that, John Williams with 17 points.
Yeah.
He's a player to keep an eye out for.
Coming up, we'll be listening to your opinions about sports topics around the world. Stay tuned.
Did you know parking over tall, dry grass can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
I spy something beginning with S.
Snow?
No.
Snow-covered trees?
Nothing to do with snow.
Head outside to discover incredible animals and beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure.
Wow.
So grab your loved ones
Don't even.
and explore a world of possibilities.
Come on, this way.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you.
Welcome back to Sports Talk in the Burgh. Last week we introduced a new fan segment last episode in which we got into the student body and their opinion on hot topics in the sports world. We are again going to do this, but this time with Sam and Matt. Guys, let's hear their thoughts.
All right, so we had some technical difficulties here, but what we're going to discuss here is the NFL midseason MVP. It's been an exciting season with some exciting new faces, such as Carson Wentz from the Philadelphia Eagles has really stepped up. Guys, where do you think he stands in terms of the MVP race?
Well, I really wish, unfortunately the technical difficulties, but Sam did end up picking, Carson Wentz, if you did get to see it. But personally, Carson Wentz, I'm looking at these numbers for quarterbacks. He's not even the best quarterback. He's not even top 2. I think Alex Smith or Tom Brady is going to get it if you're looking at a quarterback.
In terms of level of improvement, though, I would say you got to commend Carson Wentz and not only that, but in their success too, because the Eagles 7-1 from a team that was not even a playoff contender last year. I think the key to that is Carson Wentz, and in terms of most valuable to their team, I would say you got to put Wentz up there with Brady.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Is there really, there's no stopping Brady. We've seen them, that team struggle this year, bounce back, they're solid right now. But again, I think with Wentz, what I look at is not is he performing well, but he's helping his team. The Eagles were not much, last season, the past few years, and now they're, with them 7 wins. So I definitely think Carson Wentz, I do agree with our student. I definitely think that good shot of winning it.
So So guys, now our second student clip was going to be Matt. He was going to be talking about the Las Vegas Golden Knights, and they're off to a great start at 8-2. Now, guys, what do you think about the expansion team's start to the season?
Well, first off, it's unprecedented, Logan. No team has ever been so successful. When they started 3-0, they were only the second team ever to start 3-0, but nobody thought that they were going to go 8-2. And for me, what's amazing is not specifically who contributed, but the level of contribution, because they've seen goals scored from 16 different players. And I want to see you find a team that has that isn't a winning team. I mean, James Neal has played phenomenally. He's 7 goals, 3 assists, 10 points. That's great. But the fact that you can go down the line and see scoring from everyone, that's what's made them so successful.
Not only that, and we've seen this with the Penguins' shortcomings so far this year. They have a great goaltender. The guy that the Penguins left, now the Penguins are near the bottom of the league in goals against. So they're really just an overall complete team, the Vegas Knights. And Sam, I would like to bring up your point, expansion teams. I mean, Houston Astros, not the Houston Astros, Miami Marlins, for instance, in baseball, expansion team, ended up winning the World Series within 10 years of them being a team. Yeah. So I don't necessarily say this is unprecidented. Maybe
in terms of hockey,
in terms of first year. But
when the expansion draft was done and they showed all the picks for the Black Knights, I was like, they're going to be decent. I said, they're the 8-2 are definitely better than what I thought. But I'm like, this team is going to make the playoffs. I think a championship run, Stanley Cup run sooner than I thought.
Can I get you quoted on saying that they were going to be a playoff
in my
team?
head, at my house during the summer.
I mean, I saw them a playoff team too. Not going to lie.
So that's all for today's fan section. Sorry for the technical difficulties. But if you would like to have your input on an upcoming show, please email sportstalkdebates@gmail.com, and you can get your clip aired and debate live with Sam, Logan, and I.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back to Sports Talk in the Burgh. During this past Sunday's game, almost every member of the Houston Texans football team knelt during a national anthem performance. This is the protest of the Texans owner, Bob McNair, who quoted saying, "You can't let the inmates run the prison," in reference to the anthem protest with preference to the players as inmates. McNair has since then issued an apology for his statement, but is that enough, and should the league get involved in terms of enforcing punishment on the Texans owner, gentlemen?
Here's my issue with this whole thing, is that if there was a player that was quoted saying that, without a doubt, Roger Goodell would have sent in a suspension. And I know that it's different because it's, again, the owners are Goodell's bosses. But I want the league owners to step up and say, hey, this is something that can't happen. This is a bad reflection on our league, especially with everything that's going on with the anthem protest. It was finally starting to kind of like wash over. The Texans were actually one of the few teams that hadn't knelt during the anthem, and now they have. I mean, almost every Texan knelt during the game last Sunday.
Sprinkled in there.
I think, honestly, with what McNair said, I think it's a poor. I think it's a very poor choice of words. I don't think he meant to say you guys are criminals.
No.
It was a poor choice of words. Should he still get punished? I think he should.
Yes.
I think he should. Do I think a player, Sam, I disagree with you. I don't think a player would have been punished for that. Personally, I don't, because I don't think it's that big of a deal. But should he be punished because of this day and age? Yes. Do I think he will? Yes. It'll probably be a loss of maybe a 6th-round draft pick. Maybe they'll fine him some undisclosed amount or something like that.
So, but hold on. You're saying that basically, no, you've never seen a player get suspended for making a racial slur, something insensitive.
I don't think they hold him to that much different standards because we look back at the Indianapolis Colts and their owner got suspended for in trouble.
Because he got arrested. That's an entirely different thing.
But the thing is, they still would punish the owner. You acted like they would never punish the owners,
and they haven't yet. And I want to know why they haven't punished them.
I just brought up how they punished the Colts.
I mean, I agree with Logan to the point.
But they haven't done it yet.
It was a miss. I think it was one of the things when he said it, and they went, "Oh, I definitely could have said something better there." And I honestly think we all have instances, and we all do that. We all make mistakes like that. And I think it's just a mistake. You do. I think he should. But at the end of the day, I think it was just we all make mistakes in what we say. Just like Hannah Montana said, we all have bad days. We all make mistakes.
Oh.
The Pittsburgh Steelers upended the Detroit Lions 20-15 on Sunday Night Football. The defense held the Lions to 5 field goals with multiple 4th down stops. However, the offense was decent but still looked to struggle, especially down in the red zone. Once again, why is this team struggling to score in close range to the end zone? And is this going to prevent them from succeeding in the end of the season?
No, I'm just going to come out right and say it's the game plan. It's the game plan. They're trying to. They have great players. Antonio Brown, one of the best wide receivers in the league. Le'Veon Bell, one of the best, probably the best running back in the league.
Smith-Schuster's been amazing.
Exactly. And then their offensive line is one of the best. Ben Roethlisberger, one of the best. But the problem is their game plan is lacking. Ben Roethlisberger, when he's targeting Antonio Brown, 6 interceptions. That is the most in the league. And when you look at the top 32 quarterbacks in terms of yards and how much yards they've thrown, only 15 quarterbacks have less than 6 interceptions. And Ben has thrown 6 just to targeting Antonio Brown. They need to be able to work more. I mean, you brought up Juju's a great wide receiver. Martavis Bryant has been complaining about the ball not coming his way. The game plan is just severely lacking. They're forcing it to their star players, and it's just not working.
And you're right. And a guy like Martavis Bryant with his size would be an incredible red zone threat. But to me, what really sticks out, Logan, is really the lack of a strong tight end. That was something that, back in the days of Heath Miller, that was something, consistent you could go to. And they're lacking with that. Jesse James had 2 receptions for 42 yards, and one was a 32-yard reception.
But he's good enough that with the star players that they have, it shouldn't make a difference. He's a good tight end. He's not one of the best, but he's a good tight end.
In my eyes, if it takes a 97-yard TD pass, I think, that's what it is. I think game planning, I think they're not, Todd Haley's not, thinking everything through, but, if you have to do a 97-yard TD pass, they get ahead like they did Sunday night, I'll take it. I'll take it.
When can you rely on that, though?
Exactly.
That's
if they're going to make,
you get like 2 chances of that a game. 2 chances of that a game.
Tiger Woods announced on Twitter yesterday that he will be participating in the Hero Challenge starting on November 30th in the Bahamas. The former PGA star hasn't played in a professional golf tournament since February. Gentlemen, is Tiger Woods still relevant? How will he do?
No, Tiger Woods is not relevant. I don't care what anyone's going to tell me about 2013. He was great. He was doing well. He hasn't been any sort of relevance since the scandal that really kind of brought his career down. And I'm sorry. I don't care about him being back.
Let me ask you something, Sam. Let me ask you something. How many golf stories have we done this year?
This is the first one, I believe.
Exactly. If Tiger Woods wasn't still relevant and you don't care about him, why are we talking about him?
Because that's not my decision.
Because he gets people there.
We wouldn't be talking about this.
He's relevant because he gets people there.
Why should he be relevant?
Because he was once the greatest golfer.
He was once. That's the key word. He was once.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
He still brings people to the
He'll hurt his back. He'll tweak his back, and he'll bail out the second day.
In terms of relevance and sort of his talent, Irrelevant.
But
Completely irrelevant.
But you bring people to the seats. You're able to market more players because you got a reason for them to go.
But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about whether he's going to perform in terms of relevance. We're not talking about whether he's going to bring in tickets, because of course he's going to bring in tickets.
I mean, if he's relevant, you asked why weren't we talking about him. You said you didn't care about him.
I don't care about him, and I guarantee you that a lot of people don't care about him.
We'll talk about him.
The problem is that there's nobody else relevant in golf. That's the problem. It's not a Tiger Woods issue. It's a PGA issue. Who else do you root for? Who else do you care about?
Jordan Spieth?
Yeah, was he ever as good as Tiger Woods? He looked like he was going to be there, and then he wasn't. And that's the only reason we still talk about Tiger Woods.
So we're saying golf's on the decline.
It doesn't matter.
It does.
It doesn't matter about his talent because he's going to bring people there.
He's
going to bring people there. It gives you a chance to market those other stars.
You're right, and then he's going to get cut in the second round.
It is extremely relevant. It's extremely relevant. Now it's time for our final takes of the week. Here we will each say what has been on our minds in the sports world. Tonight, we are going to start with Ian Kist.
So, woo! I can't woo, but the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, the 21-time World Wrestling Champion in what is now called WWE, suffered a serious health issue this past summer in which he was in a 10-day coma. Flair also given a 20% chance of living when he was admitted to the hospital, and here he is today, 68 years old and still going like he's 30. This is the man who shaped what the World Wrestling Entertainment is today. His daughter Charlotte is a star in the women's division on SmackDown Live currently. How many wrestlers can get an ESPN 30 for 30 feature video done about them? The film Nature Boy is well deserved and an honor for the 68-year-old. This is a man with courage, dedication, and heart. Has many dedicated fans and is looking to get his health back on track. Kudos to you, Ric Flair, for living a life full of youth and fun.
Last week, Penn State University blew, I'm laughing already, an 18-point lead to Ohio State University. This game is significant as it puts Ohio State in charge of their own destiny in order to make the college football playoff. And Penn State will now need help to get in. I will be the first to tell you that I dislike Penn State football. That being said, they should be in the college football playoff. I do not think that they are a top 4 team in the country, but the playoffs should consist of 8 teams. When the CFP rankings come out next week, you will see teams that should have a chance at the title missing out because there's a team that won't ever play be considered better than them. The playoffs should consist of the Power 5 champions and the next 3 highest ranked teams. The CFP is no longer a new idea, even though people treat it like it is. And it's time we expanded upon the already successful playoff system.
During Game 3 of this year's World Series, the Houston Astros first baseman Yuli Gurriel made a racially insensitive gesture towards Dodgers pitcher and Japan native Yu Darvish after homering off the Dodgers starter. Rather than suspend Gurriel from any play during the World Series, MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred made a decision to suspend Gurriel for 5 games in 2018, citing that the suspension will now cost him part of his salary as justification for the delayed suspension. But let's be real here. Gurriel's suspension will only cost him $320,000. It's a lot of money, but out of $12 million next year, that's hardly making a dent in his yearly earnings. Meanwhile, it set the precedent that a children's game is more significant than a clear racial and social divide that plagues this country, where the rich and powerful do as they please without any sort of real consequence. Shame on you, Commissioner Manfred, for downgrading the severity of actions which have caused such violence and anger in this country. An issue that only truly starts to go away if those in Manfred's position actually choose to take real action on it. So, it's a Halloween episode, guys. We're towards the end here, but again, I want to show you guys something. It's not only an Ian Kiss costume. I actually got an Ian Kiss shirt.
No.
This was a special gift. It was a Christmas gift, actually, and it's beautiful here. Actually, let me get this up here. His face right there. So you know what?
When I do a show, there we go. Yeah. See my face.
That is Ian Kiss right there, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm on a shirt. It's the moneymaker. The moneymaker on the shirt. Moneymaker on the shirt right there.
I can just imagine him running into a telephone booth with the Superman theme song in the background.
It's amazing.
Like we pulling that out.
I call it my good luck charm. And on that note, with that image, that's all the time we have left on tonight's show. Thank you all for tuning in. And tune in 2 weeks for another Sports Talk in the Burgh. But hey, watch the World Series tonight. It's going to be exciting. Thank you, and we're going to see you guys in 2 weeks.